This is a CBS News special report.
This is Dalia Weinstein here, reporting to you live from Seven Bridges Middle School in Chappaqua, New York. This just in Miss Soli's 7th grade science class, the students discovered that a can of Diet Pepsi doesn't just have fewer calories than its regular counterpart, Pepsi, but it also has less density. With us today, we have Dalia Weinstein, my identical twin, with the full story of how the discovery was made. Thanks, Dalia. The full story is really quite amazing. One quiet morning in October, Miss Solis came into her 7th grade classroom with a can of Pepsi and a can of Diet Pepsi. Instead of drinking them, she decided to drop them both into a tub of water. The regular Pepsi sank and the Diet Pepsi floated. These young scientists came up with the following hypothesis. If you add 41 grams of sugar to Diet Pepsi, then it will sink because regular Pepsi has 41 grams of sugar and it sinks. So therefore, Diet Pepsi will sink. According to the students, they use a can of Pepsi, a can of Diet Pepsi, a fish tank full with water, saran wrap, rubber bands, paper cups, sugar, a beaker, a triple beam balance, and a wooden stick for stirring. And this is what they plan to do. They plan to take a regular can of Diet Pepsi and drop it into the fish tank of water. Since they already know that it's going to float, they drew it floating. Then, for the experimental setup, they're going to put 41 grams of sugar, just like the regular Pepsi, into a can of Diet Pepsi, drop it in the water, and see if it will sink. Now, why not try it ourselves? I'm going to take a regular can of Pepsi and a can of Diet Pepsi and drop them into the tank so I can show you what it would look like. Now, the regular Pepsi sank and the Diet Pepsi floated. These scientists then decided to add 41 grams of sugar to the Diet Pepsi. I did the same thing, and now let's see if it sinks. It turns out their hypothesis was wrong. The sugar does not affect the sinking of Pepsi. The students tried this 4 times when adding the 41 grams of sugar to the Diet Pepsi. And these are the results. Every time, even all of the control setups and all of the experimental setups, every can floated. Except for the first one, because something might have gone wrong. As I demonstrated earlier in my table of results, you can see that no matter how many times you drop those cans of Diet Pepsi with 41 grams of sugar added into a tank of water, it still will not sink. After figuring out the results and finding out that their hypothesis was wrong, the students began thinking about the other factors that could have caused this phenomenon. Another group of students saw that the density was the cause of the difference in buoyancy, and they proved their hypothesis right. Reporting to you live from Miss Solis' classroom, this is Dalia Weinstein signing off. Thanks, Dalia. It was a very interesting discovery. I guess I'll stick to my regular Diet Pepsi. This is Dalia Weinstein signing off. Have a great night.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.